Hey, you ever wonder why one tarot reader differs from another? I want to see if there's any similarities that others have from my readings of BTS. Let's go and check some out. Hello, 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 everybody. I'm Dee Sparta. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, please sit back, enjoy, subscribe, hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. Today's a little different. I do a lot of different readings and tarot readings, and I know a few people in the community, but who do more focused on astrology and tarot readings. But there's a lot who also do pop culture and celebrity news, like I also do incorporate into my readings. And so many people do BTS, and I wanted to see, react to their reading and see if we're seeing the same things or not. I'm always curious. I'm sure you could be too. I just punched in BTS Tarot in the YouTube search bar. I'm clicking on the first video. One of the things I'm noticing is a lot of the people, they do things a little differently from me. I do the split screen where I have my face with the cards also able to see. I just use my iPhone and some software to link my iPhone Bluetooth in it to my system to go into the OBS studio that I use to do the recordings. I am kind of more of a techno, which compared to others, I understand technology. I love technology. I always like getting the nice stuff. So that's a little bit about me. I love music and dance and anime and sci-fi, fantasy, but I'm really into technology, so I do have a little bit more complicated setup than I think some of my colleagues in this community, but I kind of want to still get a feeling for their readings. So let me set up my screen here to share. Alrighty, I'm gonna hit play. Let's see how this goes.
Hello and welcome to Kelly Loves K-Pop. Today we're going to do a reading on BTS. I know there's been a lot of talk about what's going on with their future as a group. Is this a hiatus? Is this just a temporary pause?
Oh yeah, I'm setting up a Patreon also if you guys wanted to join it.
Distract from enlistments. We're going to find out. That's why we're here. So if you're into that, stick around. All right. So let me just shuffle these cards a little bit. And we'll pull. I guess the first question we'll ask today is,
that's an interesting deck.
Have more albums?
I have a lot, and I don't have that one.
Have more albums as a group?
I like that kind of setup she's got.
Will BTS have more albums as a group?
I shuffle my cards the exact same way. Oh, see, the one that popped out I would have grabbed. See, I don't keep doing that part. Interesting. See, that card threw out. She better take it. Oh, what is that? The Four of Wands? I can't read it. I hate being blind. I'm legally blind. I can't see what she's looking at.
That reads to me as a bit of uncertainty, a little bit of anxiety. I would say initially it comes off as possibly undecided still. I'll just pull. Although I see definite collaboration.
See, I see a collaboration amongst 3 of the members with RM in it. Could be Suga and J-Hope, or Suga and Jimin. I'm not sure.
We do have the 7 of Cups, but a lot of 7 of Cups means a lot of options. Though, being that there's 7 of them, I do want to point out that I think this means that their bond as 7 is not going anywhere.
I wish you would tell us what
Some
names. I see a
reverse.
Queen of Wands, King of what?
It's almost like I'm seeing them
Pentacles?
producing, writing, collaborating with each other, but not in a group form, at least.
See,
For
that's
a
where,
while.
I saw the three. In my most recent reading with RM, I
Yeah,
saw.
I see probably more best of, some kind of maybe remixes or I don't know, like a cover album even, like people covering BTS songs, something like that. There's something where it's like other people.
I wish I knew
either
this
remixing
deck.
or
I really
collaborating,
do.
re-envisioning or something. There's like, it's BTS content that's not BTS. That sounds weird, but that's what I'm seeing. But sometimes makes me think their bond, like they'll be working together, but not.
They'll always be working together behind the
Southern
scenes,
versus
supporting
not
each
the
other.
way they want, or the way that would make everyone happiest. Let's see.
What card is that? Page of Swords, reversed. Aye. See, this Page of Swords is usually manipulation. There's like deception and everything is just all talk, and it's over that other card. And
There is something about a lack of honesty with them. Not from them.
the King of
Yeah,
Pentacles.
it's like
Somebody who's over them.
something they want is being
With
big.
money.
It's like group. It's like their own group projects are being weaponized, or I want to say used as a motivation to get them to do what the company wants.
That's exactly what I've seen a whole lot of. Very, spot on here.
Like they know that they're a cash cow, like, for the company. They know
Mm-hmm.
that. Like I see legacy here, but I see something about there's a lack in power dynamic, but there's still a lot of money being made.
Mm-hmm.
And then this reverse hangman is like this whole new chapter thing. I don't think it's what they want. I don't think it's what they want.
No, they're being made
I
to.
do think they want their solos, obviously, but it's almost like it just feels like they're not in charge. Like of
They're
when
not.
and
They're not. I saw this so strongly in the reading I just did of on RM.
It's almost like they're
There's somebody
for the
in
good
the
of
company
their,
who's
their bond and their legacy. Like they understand
he
not only
is
that they're friends, obviously, but like
trouble.
they understand how important it is, like what it means, for them to like stick together. But I feel like the company is just, they're still getting put through the ringer.
They are, and there needs to
So,
be a
yeah,
break
as far as an
break
album,
between them and this and Big Hit.
It might happen. It seems very far down the road, and only once the company is done looking every other opportunity.
Yeah.
It's like they're almost going to use the hope of a group album to like weaponize people's motivations, also probably play with the fans
Mm-hmm.
parts a bit, because that sun in reverse is like happiness.
Yep.
And to make money here, we have that King of Pentacles here.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously it's with that collaboration, so I do think whenever the group works together, that's going to be the most successful. I can't remember. I think it was with, was it the Jungkook? I didn't do a partner reading, but I think it had different energies with it. I'll have to check. But I think that talked about him having some really popular solo stuff. But yeah, I just think when they work together, that's what's going to be like obviously the most popular, and that's what's going to kind of reinvigorate them to keep kind of doing it, because I don't think everyone wants a solo. Not in a way that, like,
I see
they
that
don't have
some
something, like,
feel
do
a
it
little
in,
overwhelmed
like,
by this idea of a solo because they
some
don't
of them
feel like they
just
can
either, like,
get
being
it
in
done.
group formation or, like, playing in the background that they don't
Mm-hmm.
really want to promote. It's like, it's almost like, I don't know if it's a confidence thing, but, like, their whole goal was to be in a group, right?
Yeah, that's how
when
they
this
started.
person was signed up
Yep. Yep.
for the company, you know, like, they like being in a group. They like sharing. It's almost
Is
like
that Hangman
they get stage
reversed?
fright if they're by themselves.
That is really yeah, there's
There's something about this hangman is like, and also.
Oh, she just brought it up too.
Kind of like someone in here who was.
There's just
who is
stalling.
Scared of
Yeah,
having
fear.
to go on break.
Everything that they've done
Go on
is
to
being
solo
wasted.
Because I don't know if they're scared they won't do well.
Right.
Or they're so introverted that they
They
need,
are a
like,
bunch of
that
introverts.
encouragement of the others to feel.
I think they support each other and rely on each other a whole lot. So this is a growing time for them to grow independently is what I'm seeing. This is really interesting. I'm not going to do her second question. I'm very much impressed with her reading and how she saw the cards. Now, certain cards can mean different things to different people. And on different decks of mine, I will see something and it stands out a little differently. Because the card will mean one thing in one deck compared to another. And that's and it could be the same, card. And if you were reading intuitively, like such as myself, the cards, sometimes it's the way they're put together that you start seeing a full picture of what's happening. And I get visuals and images of scenes of the stuff of people and their experiences. I do think I like if we could see her face as she's talking and not just her hands. That's just a personal preference for me. Some people do their face and just hold up a card. I wish she would tell you what card is what as she's laying it down. Because you really can't, especially for someone who's visually impaired as myself, it can be a little hard trying to see, well, what cards is she pulling? What is she looking at? I like that kind of stuff. I think that's why I put in that extra effort. Now, I kind of want to look into another person who does tarot.
I didn't look at that. Now, what I am going
to... I am going to pull up Antphrodite. He is really a great psychic, and this should be interesting. Let's unmute it now.
I haven't done a K-pop reading in a long time. I'll put the last BTS reading I did up here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a huge K-pop fan, but I usually am a fan of the girl groups. Been a fan for over 10 years now. Well over 10 years, actually. So I'm not really a super fan of the male groups. So I don't really know much about BTS. So you guys are going to have to help me in the comments down below. But there are rumors that they're splitting and they're breaking up. So we're going to go ahead and look at that. Now, what I am going to do is I have a list here of each one of the members. And I'm going to pull one card for each one of the members.
Oh, that's nice.
And they're going to be based off the picture that I use. So you guys might need to help me a little bit. And then we're going to look at if they're disbanding or not, or whatever else drama is going on. So remember, if you like these, you can always tip. There's links right below. And
I do the same thing. I have a tip down below in my Amazon wish list.
Okay. So we're going to pull in a row here.
I like that he does the split screen.
B, and that this one here is Suga, and then the next one in the row is Jin, and then we have JK, RM.
Ooh.
I have to pull these up. And J-Hope. So I believe that there's 7.
You forgot Jin.
This one.
You missed Jin.
I pulled 6. I missed one.
I mean Jimin, not Jin.
So this one has to be. I have it written down, y'all. Okay. I'm not gonna mess this up. So V, Suga, Jin, JK, RM, Jimin, and J-Hope. There we go.
I do like this deck that he's
Got
using.
Okay.
I'm like, wait, do I
So,
have that same deck?
I'm gonna have to. Here, let's move this one down.
That'd be funny if I did.
Okay, one more time. V, Suga, Jin, JK, RM, Jimin, J-Hope. Okay, so let's start with the first one, which is V. So the Seven of Pentacles is reversed. That's about being pulled out of your comfort zone.
Yep.
So Seven of Pentacles reversed, usually an indication of having to pick up the pace, having to pick up the slack. Definitely
I've seen that
some
with
sort
him.
of mass amount of effort. I know people have been talking about solo careers and things of that nature. I am looking, it does look like this particular member, V, it does look like there's something in the works for this one.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what it is. All I know is that it requires him to put a lot of time and effort. Now, that could either manifest in one
I've
of two
seen
ways.
that.
One, that could mean that he has the most work cut out for him out of all of the group.
He
Or
did.
two, it
I
could mean
saw
they
that
have the
in his
most,
reading.
Potential. A lot of times when the Seven of Pentacles is reversed, it reminds me a lot of Jennie from Blackpink when Jennie got one of the first solos. And they were putting a lot of energy behind her. So it does look to me like there's a lot of plans for him. And I also think that with the Seven of Pentacles, I think that they're very much looking for, what's the word? Like overseas work. Like, wouldn't be surprised if they're
going
thinking about
beyond.
potentially pushing him to America or other places. Because to me, again, I just keep seeing Jennie from Blackpink in my head. And so for me, it just looks like they might want to push him a little bit. So I don't know why I'm seeing Jennie, but I am. So there. Now this one here is for Suga, the Ten of Wands. That's a burden.
Oh gosh.
This one looks like he's struggling a little bit with the pressures of
I
fame and the pressures of.
I see the same thing. He's just
celebrity and like all the work that they have. The Ten of Pentacles is, Ten of Pentacles. Ten
as
of
the
Wands
accomplishments
is
are becoming
like
a
the weight of
burden.
the world. So I'm feeling this person has a lot of pressure on them. It feels like Suga's struggling a little bit. Like, I don't think that like it's to the point where they're gonna break, but I do think that they feel like there's a lot on their plate. Like when you pull a Ten of Wands, think of it like being pulled in multiple directions. It's just there's so much on your plate. Like you have so many things, and you're so busy, and there's so many things to do. That it's just like a lot. I do think that he can handle it. The problem here is that I do think that he needs a little bit of a break. So hopefully he's able to get that. Now, Jin is the Six of Cups. I believe that Jin feels very much like he misses, I think that's the third one here, right? I feel like he misses how the band used to be.
Yes.
I am seeing the Six of Cups as like baby, like that's like child. So it does look like there's some, I don't know if maybe he misses the camaraderie of the group and how things were when they first started and like the band's sort of like energy and vibe. I'm not sure if he misses like the games that they used to play and the fun they used to have. But it feels like, when you're growing up, growing pains. Potentially maybe he wants a family, I'm not sure, but
I totally saw that too.
About missing the past.
There's like
perhaps he feels
wanting,
like there's you know what it looks like, okay. I think of Six of Cups as like older brother, younger brother dynamic.
I just see
there's some growing
a lot of
pains
healing
there,
coming
like,
from
nostalgia.
being with this
He's very
family
nostalgic about,
atmosphere.
like, the group. That's what it feels like.
Yep.
Older brother, younger brother dynamic. Like the games we used to poke at each other and the stuff we used to do with each other. And I definitely feel like perhaps there's some, you know what it is? I feel like he's trying to be the glue of the group. And he's trying to keep people together, but they're all pushing apart. And
that
he
is
misses when they were
definitely
together.
that.
That's what I feel like it is. Okay, the next one here is JK. So that is the Nine of Swords. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I see those swords there. And I see this with him too.
I'm worried. This is the one I'm the most worried about out of the whole group. The Nine of Swords is about stress, anxiety, overthinking, frustration.
He's putting too much pressure on himself.
And your mind getting the best of you.
And
he's trapped in his head.
Mind fucking.
Definitely trapped in his head. I definitely feel like he's struggling a little bit with, let me see which one it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's this one, right? If I'm not mistaken. He's struggling very much with his place in life. I don't know. Did he think that he was going to be something else for a living?
Yeah.
It seems like maybe he's like, maybe I had different ideas for my life. I didn't know if this could be like this. I thought I was going to be something else. Like, is this really the life that I want to live? I think he has imposter syndrome, feeling like
yes, I totally saw that imposter syndrome in my reading.
Frustrated,
like I shouldn't be here. I should be something else. I'm being.
I just feel like again,
boxed
when
in.
you look at the Nine of Swords, the amount of
is there
pressure
more?
To be perfect can definitely get to you, and
yes.
I feel like he
always want
really
to be perfect.
Just is like looking back. I can see him like looking back at his life. Like, was this what I planned? Did I do all of this work for this?
Why is I wanted
stress that a Nine of Swords
it's
is under.
Not
he needs a massage, and he needs to just chill. Like,
chill.
I need to get like a manicure and a pedicure and just massage.
He needs a spa day.
Oh, Nine of Swords had to grow up too soon. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yes, growing up
too
too
soon.
soon.
Me think of someone who was like under so much pressure even as a child. Like
he was. He was under a lot of pressure as a child. Yes.
I don't think he really knows who he is. I think he's going to have an identity crisis.
That is a lot with a lot of these boys.
He's always been what other people want him to be, and he's never really been able to explore himself. So I think
since they're young, they've been in this industry where they just kind of
about his mental. I think he'll be okay. It's
pump
just a
out
matter of like
idols.
Finding out who he is. He needs to experiment in life.
He does.
I also would expect if he did anything solo, perhaps experimenting with something different. Maybe he'd be an actor or something or whatever. But even if he does music, I think he might experiment with genres. There's just something, he needs something different.
Yep.
He really thought he was going to be something else. Like, I don't know. Also, I don't know why I feel like I keep hearing science in my head.
Oh.
I don't know what that means. Anyways, moving on to the next person. So that was, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry that I keep going to my cheat sheet. I want to keep on track. So this is number 5. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. RM.
Oh,
okay.
gosh.
Well, I was told this is the tallest of the group, and y'all know I love me some tall men. So, the Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles is hard work paying off. It's also about lots of effort. This one is pulling the weight of the rest of the group.
He does, and I saw that in the reading I just did
I'm
now.
not trying to be rude or piss anyone else off, but this one is definitely feels like he's pulling the weight of the entirety of the group. Like, I see him pulling.
He's the leader.
Everyone along. Like, I see them on a rope and him just like pulling it. I do think he's a workhorse.
He is. Very hard worker.
I think he has a weird work ethic. Like, everyone else kind of just looks at him like, how the fuck are you able to work hard? And I think he's very good at compartmentalizing a lot of his emotions and feelings.
Yeah, he does.
It's kind of insane to me. If I were to bet on any of them being the most successful,
it's gonna be RM.
It would be him, only because of his work ethic. However, I see him as someone that likes to spread his seed. Pun intended there, but no. I see him as someone that likes to spread the love. So, like, he's very giving. So I see him as someone who's like, I'm the generosity,
very
I'm
giving.
Pull you with me. If I were to take a guess, if he would be the type of person who would pick 2 others from the group to make a subgroup from.
I said that was going to happen in my RM reading.
Want to pull
2 others from the group. I saw 3 of them together.
If I were to say the 2 people that I think, he is protective over the most, I would say it's the one before him, which would be JK, and then I think he values Jin as a team member. So I think he likes that person a lot because this one he values as a team member. The problem he has with this one is if this one's heart is still in it. And then I also see him drawn towards the first one here, V, but I feel like he knows V is on. This one feels more solo to me.
It does.
I don't know. This one he likes. It's just, I don't know if he knows if this person, this third one here is Jin. I don't know if he knows. He feels like Jin might not be able to go all the way, so he definitely has an affinity for this one, though. This one is like his baby. It's weird. Because this one gives me, like, I'm going to protect this one. And so this one is JK, so it's like...
I see that very much protecting brotherly...
V. He knows that this one has a lot of potential, but he doesn't want to cap his potential. But these 3 seem like they shine the brightest.
They do.
JK and RM, to me, seem like they shine the brightest. Okay, let's move on to the next one, which is Jimin.
Jimin.
The Temperance card is reversed, which is impatience and imbalance.
Oh, that is. Yep, it is.
Ooh.
He's, I saw this in his cards too.
Has Jimin got screwed over before? Because I just feel very much like I'm the unwanted stepchild.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not getting what I want. This isn't fair. I don't understand why everyone else is getting what I deserve. There's, like, a very frustrated energy here.
There is. He definitely,
I'm comparing myself to everyone else. Like,
does.
very much like I'm comparing myself to
that.
the other member. I'm comparing myself to everyone else. Like, why am I not getting what everyone else gets? This reminds me of when Blackpink members were really pissed that some of the girls were being, like, pushed to the side and ignored.
And others were being pushed to the front. I think he feels like
a lot of the girls weren't getting lines.
Was more in the front and got pushed back.
Temperance is reversed, which is like a bubbling frustration.
He's frustrated, very frustrated.
The peace, and he just had to shut the fuck up to keep the peace. And I think that he's just getting frustrated.
And there's a suppressed frustration that's gonna.
I'm a little bit worried about him being forgotten, and I think his biggest fear is to be forgotten.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be. Yep.
And I wonder if that level of vulnerability is what makes him likable. Because the Temperance card, when it's reversed, is like an underdog. Well, I guess the Seven of Wands reverse is more, or Seven of Wands upright is more underdog, but with Temperance reverse in this instance, because I feel so imbalanced and because he's standing next to so many other people who shine so bright, I could see why people would be drawn to this one because they feel sorry for this one. They feel like they can see themselves in this person. So to me, this looks like someone that people would want to kind of like hug and coddle and feel sensitive towards. Like I see emotion, like crying, things like that. Like I want to protect. Like, and it's not the group that feels that way. I think the group is a little frustrated, like, bitch, grow up. Like, the group kind of looks at him like, are you fucking kidding me? Grow up, get over it. Grow a pair of balls already. Whereas I think the audience is like, this is my baby. That's the vibe. I will say I do think he's gotten screwed over, and if he doesn't grow a pair of balls soon, I think he will.
Yeah, he's going to keep getting walked all over.
So he needs to be a little bit more pushy and a little bit more aggressive and take things without asking.
He needs to build his confidence. He needs his confidence.
Now, the last one here is J-Hope, the Knight of Swords.
This is interesting. This is like...
Okay.
Action, impulsive,
I don't know
having to defend what he's doing.
Know all the tea, so please do not come for me, BTS Army. I'm doing my best here with literally almost no information. I know nothing about BTS. The Knight of Swords is pure intention, okay? And the Knight of Swords is a knight in shining armor, someone who wants to help other people. Does J-Hope get a bad rep? Like, is this the bad boy, or do people think that he's mean or something? Because Knight of Swords makes me feel like he's very, 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 very on the money. Like,
he is.
Knight of Swords makes me think of someone who's like, okay, how do I word this?
They rush in. They're charging.
Helps
and come to the rescue. Your knight in shining armor.
Knight of Swords is someone who would give the shirt off their back to someone else. Like, I would do anything for you. I would help you no matter what.
It's like, impulsive, but it's a lot of action.
But my problem here is the perception of this person seems off. When I look at the Knight of Swords, this person is like the nicest person in the world. Wouldn't hurt a fly, would help anybody, super charitable,
but there's
gives and gives.
Something hidden here.
But why do I see the perception of this person as negative? I don't know.
I don't think people understand.
There's a perception of him that is negative.
I think there's this misunderstanding of who he is.
I don't know if that's from the fans or from the group, but I feel like this person is very easily scapegoated in terms of being the bad guy, when I just think it's the polar opposite.
Yep.
If I were to look at the person who's the most pure intentioned and pure-hearted, I would say the Knight of Swords. Now, I'm wondering if he has a habit of giving tough love. Perhaps
that would make sense.
I need help, and I know how to help you, and so I'm going to give you tough love. Because it reminds me a lot of, like Tabitha's. If you've ever watched Tabitha Coffee from Tabitha Salon Takeover, I know.
I have.
You know, she was a tough bitch, but she had a heart of gold, and she knew what she needed to be in order to get you to the place you were in.
Yep. That's J-Hope.
I really feel like that's...
He's like that foundation, that pushing force,
so
that
nice,
driving.
But he has a very rough exterior that I think sometimes people see and sometimes
they misunderstand.
People don't.
They don't realize it's coming from love.
This person's good-hearted. If you're not, it might be easy to look at this person and judge them. So, yeah, I just feel like there's an off perception. Maybe it's an off perception of the fan base.
Yeah.
Maybe it's easy for the fans to demonize him. I'm not sure. But there's an off perception there. Okay, so that being said, I got a little bit of info on each guy, so you guys hopefully will be pleased with that. I'm going to read
this. I really like Antphrodite. I love that he has the split screens. I really, let's see here, switch this back. I love that, you know, he tells you what the cards are. He explains what he sees in this card, what this card usually means. I see a lot of similarities between he and I. I'm like, oh, but he is amazing. And he was spot on. I think the fact that he noticed that RM and JK, they have that bond, and it's like, you know, wanting to take care of. And I saw, you know, that, and he didn't know anything about BTS, and that's pretty interesting that he was able to pick up on these things. I would definitely, you know, hey, watch more Antphrodite. I find it more engaging the way he presented it. It was really interesting. Yeah, I'd like to have your thoughts on the different readings and the comparison. You know, they both were focusing on two different topics, although talking about BTS, and I just see a lot of things very similar with my readings, which that's good to see. Yes, we might put down different cards, but the cards are what tell the story and how we would understand the story as a reader, as the psychic, things that we're familiar with, and that's why different cards, but we'll see the same thing. And I'm seeing a lot of that, and that is interesting. So I hope you like this kind of video. I had a lot of fun doing this, and I'll see you guys next time. Remember, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. Love you.